Sport on Barton FM is sponsored by Easy Buy.
Hull City ladies play their home matches at Barton's Easy Buy Stadium, and I'm joined now by their captain Ellie Tanser. Just looking at the league table, you sat there in second place with games in hand over the leaders. Is that where you're expected to be at the start of the season?
Yeah, well, we sort of set ourselves that target, and I think all the girls had that target in their head as well as a collective, as a club, that we wanted to be up there and challenging for the league. And in this league, only one team goes up, so you've got to be top of the pile at the end of the season to get promotion. So yeah, that's what we set our sights on. And
do you have a strong squad to cope with the run into the end of the season? I'm thinking particularly of games getting postponed, which there's been a lot of postponed at the Easy Buy, and fixtures piling up.
Yeah, we have got a strong squad, yeah, and we've got a really good reserve team as well. So quite a few occasions this season we've had some of the youngsters come and step in, and they've come on the pitch and absolutely stepped up. So yeah, I would say we have got a strong squad, definitely.
Who are your sort of key players?
That's a good question, isn't it? We've got obviously we've had Hope Knight. She's been out for a couple of weeks, so it was good to get her back on the weekend. So Hope and Helen have been sort of our top goal scorers throughout. But we've got a really good, we have got a really good squad, to be honest. We've got a lot of experienced players who've been there a long time. So like throughout the core of the team, Ellis is our centre back. She's been there, I think, over 10 years, I want to say, and Joe at left back. Between them both, we've got years and years of experience playing at Hull City, so that's brilliant. And obviously myself in centre mid, I've been there 5 seasons now, I believe. And then Aka's joined the same time as me, Helen. Then we've got Hope. So right throughout the team, from defence, midfield, up front, we've got plenty of experience and plenty of girls who've been there quite a lot of years. So we all know each other work as well, which is good. You can sort of give each other a kick up the bum as and when needed.
Have you been at the level above before, or would this be a new experience going up to the next level?
Yeah, we have. So a few of us, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 seasons ago. It was during COVID, and then we come down sort of just after COVID. So we was up there for a couple of seasons. And we're probably our squad is probably stronger now than it was at the time. So I think we'd definitely be able to compete at that level. But yeah, for some of them it'd be a new experience, but for quite a lot of us, we have played at that level. So we know we can compete at that. We just need to build the squad again next season going forward if we was to get promoted.
And I say Middlesbrough at the top. Are they the biggest threat, or are there teams who are sort of below who could get involved in it as well?
Yeah, well, I think us and Barnsley are level on points with the same games played. And we've both got 2 games in hand on Middlesbrough. So I think Barnsley have been sort of our rivals throughout. Middlesbrough and Durham have come sort of a bit more up and coming over the last 2 months. So they started off a bit slower, and they've really sort of ramped up in the last couple of months, and they're really pushing. And they're 2 really good sides. So I believe Middlesbrough play Barnsley on the weekend, so that'll be a good fixture for us to look out for. But we've also got Durham and Barnsley left to play, so it's absolutely all to play for at the top. And there's probably 3 or 4 teams that could go on and push for that top spot, which is good because it's really competitive, which is always really good.
I'm just sort of looking at your results. It looks as if you did reasonably well in the FA Cup and then went out to somebody from a higher league. Is that right?
Yeah, we had quite a good run in the FA Cup, actually. So we beat Halifax, and they're the league above. Obviously, they had a couple of rounds, but Halifax in one round, which took us to a home draw against Wolves, and they're that league above as well. And they was doing really well in that league at the time. I think they was 3rd or 4th. But unfortunately, Hope got sent off after about 30 minutes. And we actually went into half-time 1-0 up, hung on for about 65 minutes. And then I think the legs got a bit heavy and we was too busy chasing, and we ended up losing. I believe it was 4-1. But I think for us to compete for 65 minutes with 10 players, for 30 minutes with 10 players, I think it showed how good we are and that we would be able to compete in that league. I think it definitely showed the girls that we are capable of competing at that standard. Obviously, if we had 11 on the pitch, I believe it would have been a close game. It'd been took to the 90 minutes, definitely. But yeah, it was a shame, really, because the draw after that, I believe, was like a winnable draw as well. I think Wolves went on to win the next round as well, and it was against the Championship team. So it would have been a really good little run for us, but unfortunately, it wasn't to be.
And how does it work, the women's pyramid? After this, Like, is it the Northern Premier League that you would go into? And then what is there after that?
Yeah, it is, and then it's the Championship and the Super League. So
So you're not far
if
away
I
really
always
from the.
no, it's not far at all. No, and then once you get up to that, I don't think there's a massive amounts of differences between sort of tier four, which we're in now, and tier three. And then after that, it sort of all professionalises, and there is some big gaps. But in that third tier now, there's quite a few teams that are getting a bit more professional. So as the money comes into the game, that'll sort of change a little bit, I think.
I was looking at a Newcastle a team that do they pay their players? Are they quite a lot of money into it?
Yeah, definitely. So they've just been backed quite heavily in the last couple of years by their men's team. So they're really pushing to try and get up to that Super League, and they're doing a good job of it at the minute. I think I think most of their players are full time, so professionals. So that is their full time job, if you like. And they was in our league last season, so that just shows you the differences. But we actually we competed with Newcastle last year. Obviously, they'll have changed the squad a little bit this season, but we had some really good games against Newcastle. I think we beat them, drew with them, then lost an extra time in the FA Cup against them. So like we do back ourselves, and we know that we have got quality on the pitch, and we'd compete with anyone in that league above on our day, I believe.
I'm looking at some of the results. I noticed, was there a 6-0 against FC United? Is that about your biggest win of the season so far?
Yeah, I think so. That was a good game. That was our home game at Craven Park. So that was a bit of a showcase event where we got over 1,000 supporters down, and that's obviously our highest attendance. So that was really good. So it was nice to be able to put on a little bit of a show there and show sort of the talent that is available. And a lot of them people was brand new supporters, so it was good to get a few goals to sort of keep that excitement going. And hopefully we've done enough to bring them back for our next few games.
What sort of attendances are you getting at Barton?
It varies really depending on the game. So we've had a bit of a spell where we haven't had many home games. So sometimes when we get a few games on the bounce, we tend to like get better attendances because there's a bit of a buzz. Like if we've won a game, then they come to the next one. But I think we've had one home game in about probably since Christmas, I think. So it's been quite a while. So I'm not sure. I think we usually get, I would say our average is in the 200s, which is pretty
Yes.
good.
Yeah,
But
it's
we've
good
had,
going.
like I say, we've had 1,000, we've had a 500 earlier on in the season, and I think at least one 300. So yeah, it's definitely got better this season. We've had some really good attendances this season.
That's good. And who have you got? I think, is it about 10 games you've got left to play?
I want to say 8, but don't quote me on that.
Right, okay. Who have you got left to play at home?
We've got Stockport at home this weekend, and we've got a draw against them away. So this is a massive game for us on the weekend. They're always super competitive and they get right in your face. So that's a different challenge for us altogether, but one we're like obviously really excited for. And then we've got, I want to say Charlie at home the week after. So we've got 2 home games on the bounce, which is nice. So hopefully we can get a bit of momentum and get a good crowd down at Barton for the next couple of weeks. And we've got Durham to play at home, so that's a huge game that for us. Like I mentioned, Durham are doing really well at the minute. I think that's at the end of March, that one. I can't quite remember who our final home game is, but every game's a massive game for us. Now with us
Yeah,
being up there for the title, people want to beat you because you're up there.
yeah.
So yeah, every game's like it's like 8 cup finals left to go really, and whoever does the best in them will get the trophy come end of the season.
Are you confident you can do it?
Yeah, I believe so, and I think the girls are all on the same wavelength as well. We all believe it because I think that's the first thing you've got to do. As long as you believe it, then everyone's willing to fight and pulling in the same direction. If you don't believe it, you haven't got a chance. But we keep telling ourselves that's our aim for the season, and everyone keeps reminding each other of it. So hopefully that'll be where we end up at the top of the table.
Yeah, no doubt help if you can get the backing of the people of Barton and you can get people coming off over the bridge as well to support you. That's going to help push you over the line, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and it's a great setup at Barton, and we all absolutely love it. Although it's not in Hull, which is a bit of a shame, so it's quite difficult for some people for transport and things like that. A lot of everyone that does make the journey over absolutely loves it, and they all come back again and again and again, which is brilliant. And we do get a lot of backing from the people of Barton as well. But yeah, I think if the more attendances we can get over the next sort of 4 home games, really does push you over the line because you do when it's in the last sort of 10 minutes, and if you are tired, then you hear the crowd sort of get on your back and give you a little boost. it does help, and it's really nice to always see like all the young boys and girls after the game as well. They always wait asking for pictures and stuff like that, which is nice. And all the girls usually give them a bit of the time before we go in. So it's always a real nice atmosphere at Barton, and everyone's real pleased with sort of how it goes there. Yeah.
Do you get much of an away following?
We do actually. So we probably had, we was at Norton and Stockton on Sunday, just gone, and the crowd weren't great there, to be honest with you. But we probably had as many of our fans there as they'd had their home fans, and it was a good solid 2 hours up towards Middlesbrough way. So we always do have some screaming and shouting even when we are away. So that's always really good, and we always make sure we do sort of go over and thank them, because we appreciate that. It's expensive as well getting up to places like that.
Yeah, it's a long way.
But people enjoy it, and they like to see the football that we play. And I'd like to think we do play some good football, and it is exciting. So it's sort of
What sort of style of football do you play?
Yeah, we've got some really good talented footballers. I wouldn't put myself in that bracket. I'm more of an edit and a tackle type of person, but I'll break it up and then pass it on to the players who can play. But yeah, we have got some really talented players with the ball at the feet. So we do try and get the ball down, play short, sharp passes, and try and play through and around teams. We're not a long ball type of team.
That's good to see. So you certainly encourage people to get down and watch your winning side. Hopefully, push you over the line and get you to the title.
Yeah, absolutely. The more people we can get down to Barton, the better. And it's usually a case of them, like when someone comes, they go and tell the mate about it, and I went to see that, and it was actually a lot better than what I was expecting. And then they bring the mates next time. So yeah, if you've never been to like a women's game before, it'd be great to have your support like towards the end of the season. Hopefully push us over the line, and then maybe even see us lift the trophy at the end of the season. That'd be nice.
Just to confirm Hull City Ladies' remaining home fixtures. Matches played at the Easy Buy Stadium, Barton. On the 11th of February, home against Stockport County. 18th of February, home against Chorley. 24th of March, home against Durham. And the 21st of April, home against York City. These are all 2 o'clock kickoffs.